Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana. Jamunatira Vanacharya. Yamunatira Vanacharya. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Intle Pravishtam Vishnupa Paramahamsa Totala Sata Srimad Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Mahārāja Śrīla Prabhupada Ki. Jai Intle Pravishtam Vishnupa Paramahamsa Totala Sata Srimad Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Mahārāja Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prabhu se Koho se Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Tulasi Devi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayesha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, Chapter 17. Mother Pārvatī curses Citraketu. Text 24. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ata prasadayena tvam Shapa mokshaya bhamini Yanmanyasei asaduktam Mamatat shamayatam sati Ata prasadayena tvam Shapa mokshaya bhamini Yanmanyasei asaduktam Mamatat shamayatam sati Taprasadayena tvam Shapamukshaya bhamini Yamanyase yasaduktam Mamakshamyatam sati Taprasadayena tvam Shapamukshaya bhamini Yanmanyase yasaduktam Mama takshamyatam sati Ata. Therefore, prasadaye, I'm trying to please. Not tvam, you. Shapa mokshaya, for being released from your curse. Bhamini, almost angry one. Yat, which? Manyase, you consider. He, indeed, asadu uktam, improper speech. Mama, my, that, shamyatam, let it be excused. Sati, almost chaste one. Oh mother, you are now unnecessarily angry. But since all my happiness and distress are destined by my past activities, I do not plead to be excused or relieved from your curse. Although what I have said is not wrong, please let whatever you think is wrong be pardoned. Purport. Being fully aware of how the results of one's karma accrue by the laws of nature, Citraketu did not want to be released from Parvati's curse. Nonetheless, he wanted to satisfy her because although his verdict was natural, she was displeased with him. As a matter of course, Mahārāja Citraketu begged pardon from Pārvatī. I'm going to read the next verse. It has no purport because I like, when I give class, I like the verse we read in Sanskrit and has a purport. So I'm going to read the next verse. So they will not write it tomorrow. Shri Shukavacha iti prasadya girishau Citraketur arindama jagama swabimanena pashyatos mayatostayo. Shri Shukadeva Goswami continued, O King Parikshit, subduer of the enemy, after Citraketu satisfied Lord Śiva and his wife Pārvatī, he boarded his airplane and left as they looked on. When Lord Śiva and Pārvatī saw that Citraketu, although informed of the curse, was unafraid, they smiled, being fully astonished by his behavior. Oh, verse 26, which has no purport either. Tatastu Bhagavan Rudro Rudranim idam abravit Devarshi daitya siddhanam Parshadanam chashrimbatam. Thereafter, in the presence of the great sage Narada, the demons, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka, and his personal associates, Lord Śiva, who is most powerful, spoke to his wife Pārvatī while they were all listened. All right? So, this is very astonishing pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam, that a pure devotee, Citraketu, was cursed by another pure devotee. A very astonishing thing. So many good lessons we can derive from those teachings, those incidents. Bhagavatam speak about incident that didn't happen on this planet. This happened on another planet, not this planet. We think everything is centered on the Earth planet, but I saw once a photo of the Earth planet from a long distance by a telescope. Looked like a little star, small, like we see the stars in the sky. It looked like that from very far away. And here we are struggling with so many things, Fire in Maui, people dying, climate change, crime, diseases, madness, so many things going on this planet at the same time. But we are sitting here trying to learn lessons from Amala Purana, the pure Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. And this wonderful attitude that Citraketu has is, even Śiva and Pārvatī were amazed at his reaction, If somebody curses you, you become very, very sad, very depressed, very angry. Why am I cursed? I did nothing wrong. In Citraketu's case, he didn't actually did anything wrong. He says some joke, was improper maybe, but was not offensive. He made some joking remark, He was liberated person, she was liberated person. Both understood each other. It was a joke, a house joke. They smiled both, nobody was offended. But Pārvatī, she felt that was improper of Citraketu to play jokes on her husband, Mahadev, Lord Śiva. So she wanted to chastise him. This reminds me of another pastime that happened in local Vaikuntha. There's a local Vaikuntha in this universe, Svetadvip, or Dhruvalok. Once all the sages assembled And they could not determine which one of the three deities, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, are in the pure goodness. No? Means the Supreme Lord. So they asked Bhrigu Muni to test them. Please go and test them and tell us what are your findings. So Bhrigu accepted. He's the son of Lord Brahma. So he went to Brahmalok and stood in front of his father. He haven't seen his father for a long time, but when you see your father after a long time, you say some kind word, some greeting, something. But no, he stood silently looking at him, looked somewhere else, like ignoring him completely, So his attitude was was not proper at all. So Brahma became angry, what is this behavior from his sage son? Is not an ordinary son, it's Bhrigu Muni. Why he's not even addressing me? So his face became red hot, anger. And with great effort, he could control his anger, but Bhrigu Muni noticed that he got angry. So he left the place. Brahma's not in the pure goodness. So he went to see Shiva, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is his brother, because Shiva was born as Rudra from the eyebrow of Brahma. When Brahma got angry at the Kumaras, and they wanted to get married, so he became angry that sons are supposed to obey their fathers. But only this one, the exception, that want to remain brahmachari is allowed. This reminds me once a devotee, Mayapur, went to see Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I want to take sannyas. Prabhupada told him, no, you should get married. The next day, he went to see Prabhupada. Prabhupada, here is my fiancée. No. He had plan B, just in case, Didn't work one thing, the other was already there. Anyway, so he went to see Lord Shiva. And of course, brother, if they see each other, they hug each other, how are you doing? And, So Shiva came to hug his brother. And Bhrigu Muni said, don't touch me. Don't come too close to me. You are smeared with all these ashes from crematorium, you are unclean. And all these bones around your neck, all the snakes, you have so many ghosts following you. I don't know. Maybe you should not touch me at all, So Shiva became angry, He took his trident and was going to attack him. Was going to pierce him with this. Of course, Parvati stopped him. No, he's your brother. He's joking with you. Don't take it so seriously. So see, in one instance, she pacified Lord Shiva, and the other instance, she became angry at Citraketu. So we don't know how people react to the situation. Even great personality, you can't guess how they will react in different situations. So Shiva, with great effort, pacified himself because his wife asked him, his brother joking with you, don't take it seriously, okay. But you know what? Lord Shiva is smeared on his body ashes only from the bodies of pure Vaishnavas, not any ordinary person. He don't go to crematorium, but from the ashes of Vaishnavas he put in this. Actually, Lord Shiva's body's color is golden, not blue like we see in the painting. It looks blue because he smeared the ashes on his body. That's why. And all these bones around his neck, and they are from the bones of Vaishnavas also. And cobras around his neck and arm, also great sages who want to accompany him in that way. And all the ghost followers he has, because he helped them to get a human body, He travels with the ghost at the twilight, and if a couple having sex at that time, he sent one of the ghosts to be born there. So it's not advised to beget children at that time of twilight. You may get a ghost son or daughter. Anyway, that is mercy for them, because he's in charge of the mode of ignorance. He's not in ignorance himself, of course. He's transcendental personality. But he helped those who are in the mode of ignorance. Ghosts are very much in the mode of ignorance. So he helped them to get a human body like that. So he gave them association. He doesn't take their association. That's very important. We have to deal with the world every day. Not like the sages go to the forest so they don't have to deal with anyone. Because human dealings sometimes are problematic, Sometimes you can't please everyone. You get conflict with this or that. And it's a problematic. So great sage, they say, okay, let me be alone in the forest, I don't have to deal with anyone, Even Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he says, I prefer to live in a latrine, where people pass stool, because the smell of the stool is not so bad as the smell of those who come to disturb me, asking me material blessings, and Gramya Kata. This is easier to tolerate than the other one. So, I mean to say. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta went and opened a temple in Calcutta. Srila Gorkishore Babaji used to Calcutta the material world. Don't go to the material world. But of course, for preaching, it has to be done. Otherwise, how can we help the fallen jivas who have forgotten Krishna? How can they receive the help if temples are not open in big cities, around the world? So that was his desire, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta desire. His mother, at her deathbed, she asked him, my dear son, make sure that this message of Lord Chaitanya reached the Western world. Make sure it will happen. That's my last desire. Such great Vaishnavi. Anyway, so then Bhrigu Muni went to see Lord Vishnu on the Svetadvip, the pole star. He's dying, and Sheshanag and Lakshmi is massaging his feet. The waves, the milk ocean moving him nicely, he's enjoying. And he came there, and without saying a single word, he kicked his chest with his foot. Kicked his chest. So there are 3 stages of offensive: mental, verbal, and physical. By ignoring his father, mentally he was offending him. By abusing his brother Shiva, he was offending with words. And by kicking Lord Vishnu's chest, physically he was. But actually he was not making any offense. Why? Because he was obeying the sages to test the 3 Murti, see which one of them is the mode of goodness. It was not his intention to offend any one of them, but that was the task he was given. So there was no offense actually. But still, what was Lord Vishnu's reaction was, Bhrigu Muni was completely like, what? Immediately Lord Vishnu got up and made him sit and start massaging his foot, saying, I hope that my hard chest didn't hurt your soft foot. Let me massage it. What? Who will do something like that? Somebody come and kick you in the face and you will massage his feet? No way. Only God can do something like that. That's Vishnu has in his chest the mark of tolerance, Bhrigupad. Yeah. Of course, I was going there now. I was going there. You're ahead of me, always. Miles away. He can read the mind. Be careful. So anyway, then Bhrigu realized that Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, he's in the purest goodness, and he left satisfied and informed the sages about it. But Lakshmi was not satisfied. She told Vishnu, why you didn't chastise him? Because he's my devotee. I forgave him, But he did not only offend you, he also offended me, because your chest is my abode. I rest my head on your chest. So it's my abode. And he offended my abode. I want you to chastise him. Well, I'm very sorry, my dear wife Lakshmi, but he already left, and once I forgive somebody, I don't take it back. Okay, she said, then I'm leaving Vaikuntha. She left the place. See, even in the spiritual world, there are problems between couples, you know. It's not an easy thing. Huh? It's all a story what happened later. It has to do with the Tirupati temple, Balaji, you know. All this. It's a long story. If you go visit that temple, they will tell you. It's on the wall, all what happened actually. Lakshmi came to earth in a cave doing austerities, angry at her husband, Vishnu. Vishnu came to look for her, and then things happened, more things happened. Maybe in another class I will tell you about it. But see here that Parvati got angry at Citraketu. And Citraketu, you know, as an innocent child, he said, "Oh, mother, I know that you are unnecessarily angry and you curse me, but I know all happiness and distress is destined to me by my past activities, so I'm not disturbed at all. I accept a blessing or curses from a mother are always welcome, so I have no regret, no anger in me. I accept your verdict, you know. As a mother, you have all right over me, you know. I'm your son, like that. So I don't ask you to be excused by you or relieved from the curse itself, no. But if you think I did say something wrong, please pardon me, excuse me, please, dear mother. Such humble attitude, you know, and Lord Śiva and Pārvatī, they smiled. They said, "Oh, this is a great soul, you know." Actually, only a great personality can accept their own mistakes, you know. Prabhupada was telling the story once of Alexander the Great. They brought to him a thief, and he was supposed to dictate, cut his hand, you know. But the thief pleaded, you know, he said, "Dear Alexander, you know, I accept I'm a thief. I deserve to be punished. But you are my elder brother. You also plunder and conquer so many cities and countries. So I am a small thief. You are a big thief. So from the small brother to the big brother, please let me go. Forgive me, please." He could have, "Oh, he's saying I'm a thief also? Hang him." No, he didn't say that. He said, "No, he's correct. Let him go." He let him go. Prabhupada said, that is greatness. To acknowledge one's mistake is greatness. Majority of us, we try, if somebody says something about our mistake, we try to defend, no, it's not like that, it's not true, you know. We try to find a way to counteract, you know. But greatness means if it's true, you accept. And here Citraketu is saying, although I know that what I said was not wrong, but since you feel that I did something wrong, please excuse me, you know. Be kind, be merciful, pardon me. That's a great attitude, you know. We can learn from the Srimad Bhagavatam, you know. Srimad Bhagavatam not just stories, it's our life lessons we can learn from every day by day. How to deal with each other, how to deal devotional service, what the mental attitude we should have in devotional service. So many lessons we can get from the Srimad Bhagavatam by daily reading it. And with the association of devotees, even better, because we can discuss about it, we can hear the opinion of different devotees about the subject, and we can enlighten each other. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, no? Satatam kirtayantamam. My devotee always chanting my glories, encouraging each other. That's the whole idea of Krishna consciousness. To be enlivened and to try to share it with others also. So, thank you very much. If you have any comment or questions, please do. Or Pandit, have any comments? You have a question? Hand him the mic, please.
Okay, admit to one's mistakes. My dad raised me to, if I ever get in trouble with the law, admit to it and you'll get out sooner or something. Anyway, I've learned to admit to my mistakes, but can you give us an example of, like us interacting with each other, we sometimes argue or we might have a different way to fix something, so anyway,
Yeah.
when do we, admit, hey, I was a little rough, yesterday,
Yeah, it's good to, that means self-criticism. You stop and think, okay, maybe I did something wrong, did do something or said something which wasn't proper, so maybe I should apologize to this devotee. This is self-reflection, self-criticism is welcome always. It's always good, it is necessary that we do it from time to time, to rectify our own mind, from believing that I am a good devotee, I mean, Prahlad Maharaj said, I'm not a devotee, I'm a shadow of a devotee. So what to speak of us? Sometimes I hear devotees say, we are Vaishnavas. One moment. Vaishnava is a big thing. We're aspiring to be Vaishnava. It's not a small thing, Once a reporter asked Prabhupada, are you God? He said, no, I'm a servant of God. And then he stopped and thought, no, actually, to be a servant of God is a very great thing. I'm just trying to be a servant. So, I once called at one temple, somebody answered the phone, and I asked, what is your name? He said, oh, I am Michael Prabhu. Oh, Prabhu, my obeisance, He was new back then, didn't know it. I told him, we are not supposed to call ourselves Prabhus, but thus, if somebody else wants to call you Prabhu, that's all right, but you don't call yourself Prabhu. I've seen Facebook devotee, with their name they had Prabhu at the end. It's very improper, Prabhu means master. We are das, we are servant. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta always, in his letter, at the end he writes, Das osmi, I am a servant. Huh? Yeah, I am your servant. Yeah, Das osmi. Yeah, of course. He showed that to his godbrothers when they complained because he was being called Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I don't call myself, it is the letter head. The disciple, they can call out of respect because they were calling him Swamiji, which is improper way to call your own guru Swamiji. So they asked, we don't know what we shall call you. Well, the scriptures say you call Guru Vishnupad or Prabhupada. So they choose Prabhupada. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Please take the mic.
So this was the period when he was recuperating from his stroke, and she had and her husband were personal attendants, you know.
Mm.
And I forget, there was somebody else who they wanted to call Swamiji or something E.G., and he said, well, actually, that's the second class. And that's what they were calling him. So she asked him, right? Govindaji. So Prabhupada said something, oh, this is actually second class, you know. So why are we calling you Swamiji then? What's a better means, you know? A better address. So he gave several, and one of them was Prabhupada. So she said, well, which is the best of those that you mentioned? I forget the other ones. It says Prabhupada. So we want to call you Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, you know, he agreed. And of course it caused some ruffles in his godbrothers, obviously.
Yeah, it's natural, because they were calling their guru Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. That was his title, you know. Right. Given by great scholars, you know, Brahmanas, you know, the title. So naturally, when they hear that their own godbrother was being called Prabhupada, they got, some of them, not all of them, some of them got a little upset because of that, you know. But we see that not only Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was called Prabhupada, the Sikh Goswamis also, they were called Jiva Goswami Prabhupada, you know, that's. So, I mean, and also, I mean, what Prabhupada did by coming to the West and spreading the movement all over the world, he deserved the title Prabhupada for sure. You know, I mean, there's no doubt about it, you know. But they understand their feelings, you know. You know, sometimes I speak with them, with their disciples, I say, oh, my Prabhupada, say that, you know, like that.
Ramapati will remember this at Jayapataka Maharaj. They had Prabhupada add the Thakur at the end of Prabhupada's name. You know, because, you know, that's even a higher thing, you know, just like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada.
Yes.
But because Prabhupada it was after Prabhupada had left, you know, the devotees, the GBC was hesitant to do that. But really, Prabhupada is on that level, you know. The Thakur is with the scholar.
Of course, but since Prabhupada didn't agree to that, so we should not add it more than. I mean, you will be surprised to know that Prabhupada, before took sannyas, he was signing Bhaktisiddhanta. He was given the title Bhaktisiddhanta. Yeah, there's a letter. I saw a letter, him signing Bhaktisiddhanta. Yeah.
Same idea of self-glorification, you know, Prabhupada was. So, during Prabhupada's time, one or more devotees suggested that they'd like to write a biography of Prabhupada, and Prabhupada declined. But I was with Satsvarup Maharaj working with the BTG in 1977, you know, and he was running to India because, you know, Prabhupada's health got, and then he'd come back, and then he told us, we were working on a few of us in the BTG, I'd like to write a biography of Prabhupada, and I said, you go to Prabhupada now and get permission, you know, get it authorized, and he did that, and Prabhupada agreed at that point, you know,
Who was he?
Bhakti Satsvarup Maharaj,
really?
who finally wrote. And later on, he said, without that approval, because he had declined before, he wouldn't have had the confidence to write it. Because he got it, he wrote it, and he thanked me for encouraging to do that.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada, Haribo. Wonderful service. So many people lead their Lamrita and get so much encouraged, you know, they understand more easily who Prabhupada is, and what is the movement all about, you know. So it's an important service. Yes.
In the beginning of class, you had pointed out that even pure devotees may get angry at each other and disagree.
Yes.
And
apparently, I would say apparently.
That's my question. Is what's going on there, or we shouldn't even? Oh, it must be all Yogamaya or this or that, or so when you see advanced or even pure devotees disagree on things, what I guess the question is, what should be our mentality?
Our mentality is to respect both of them. Don't take sides. You may commit offense if you take sides. And try to understand. It's not easy to understand the mind of pure devotees. Better don't get too much close to it. You may get confused or even commit offense yourself. So better, like it's best to do it that way. Yeah, I mean to say don't get too close means don't get try to, get involved and taking one side or the other side or things like that. It's not proper etiquette, Like for example, once one of Prabhupada's godbrother used to visit him in Mayapur, but he was too much into talking, criticism of this and that, and frivolous talk and this. So Prabhupada told the servant, if he comes again, tell him I am very busy, I can't speak to him now. So he came, and of course the servant told him, no, how can that be? I am his godbrother. And he starts shouting, So Prabhupada came out and says, how is possible, my godbrother? He said, no, he's mistaken. I did never say that. Please come, we can talk. So this dude, although he said it, I said, Prabhupada, you can say anything you want, but don't put it in writing, Hare Krishna. All right. Any last comment or questions from?
Because everything you said is very sweet, but there's a really sweet pastime about this thing with seeing the godbrothers.
Please put it better.
This is Radhanath Swami. Before he was joined, actually, he was living in Vrindavan, and Prabhupada came there with all the devotees, I think in 70,
Yeah, I remember that pastime.
Yeah, and so he was known. He would come and he would sit with Prabhupada. He wasn't part of ISKCON yet, so he would get a lot of association. So one day, his godbrother Krishna Babaji, he was with him, and they went to see Prabhupada. But they apparently some order, that they Prabhupada, don't let any godbrothers in or anything. So, but they would let Radhanath Swami in. So Radhanath told him, well, go and tell him who's come to visit, and see. So they did, and of course Prabhupada said, yes, let him come in, because he was a favorite. Everybody loved him, So then Radhanath Swami went in, and he just sat. And Prabhupada and Krishna Babaji were just talking in Bengali and laughing, how he would be, and they were laughing and embracing and everything. And Radhanath Swami recounted how he learned so much. He couldn't understand a word, but just a warm relationship with them, and the interaction was so instructive and, moving to him.
No, but I was remembering another pastime with Prabhupada Radhanath Swami, that they were devotees with Prabhupada, and Vrindavan was on that, and something has to be done. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj came in, and he said, all devotees must right now do this, But Radhanath Swami, they moved from there. He said, no, I'm not a devotee. Okay, you can stay. You're not devotee. So he could stay more time with Prabhupada.
But the miracle happened before this. Bombay Pondo. I think it was a Bombay Pondo.
Yeah.
Big crowd. Radhanath Swami comes in, sits in the back, and he sends, I forget who it was, his aide, go and find him.
Yeah, he sent Prabhupada sent one of his disciples
and bring
to get
him
on the stage.
Sit on the stage. And how did he know?
I mean,
but he knew the quality. He could see the quality of it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Radhanath Swami, he also said once, before he joined ISKCON, he stayed in one ashram, one temple of devotees of Lord Ramchandra. And but the head of the ashram was a very advanced devotee. So he told all his followers, he is a devotee of Krishna. He's not going to become devotee of Ramachandra. So And one of the disciples of that guru, he was telling him every day the same pastime of Mother Yashoda binding Krishna with the rope. He would not say any other. He said, I didn't know any one, only this one. They know much more about Ramayana, you know, like that. But
I won't blow my own horn, but I had my first visit to the Hare Krishna temple in Brooklyn.
yeah,
So I'm regularly going. This is my, to the Ramakrishna mission.
yeah.
I even bought the Sharirika Bhashya, translated by the head there. I never read it though. So I'm going, and then this fellow comes. He's an Indian gentleman, and they opened up the immigration, so it was easy for them to come and stay in America. That's what happened with Prabhupada too. So he was some professional, and he was living down in an area where a lot of them were moving, and he would come to the Ramakrishna mission. But he was a sold-out Ram Bhakta, and he would always fill my ears with Leela, And then he knew about the temple in Brooklyn, and he was the first one to say, let's go to the Hare Krishna's temple, Because I had a car and he didn't, so we drove down there, and that was my first visit. He helped me, find out about it. And eventually, he came and started some ashram here in California. After I had moved here, I heard about it, and I think I visited him. But, that Ram Leela was fascinating to me. But I was interested in Krishna because I was a flute player myself. When I saw the painting, I said, wow. This is God, the flute player. This is pretty interesting.
Thank you for sharing your experience. Anybody would like to share or something? Everybody, okay? So very nice. So to conclude, the conclusion of this pastime of Citraketu is that sometimes could be misunderstanding even among great souls, But both of them have the perfect attitude, See, Citraketu, he came, he asked forgiveness from Mother Pārvatī because maybe I made her angry, what I said, although it wasn't wrong, but still, I asked forgiveness from her, so. This is a very important point here because this reminds me, okay, I'm going to tell this last pastime. Rupa Goswami, he will enter into Lila Smaran, remembering Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan every day. He will go into a trance and remembering all the pastimes, then he write about them, in his books. And one day he was in full trance with closed eyes. And one disabled devotee came to pay respect to him. This devotee has disabled his deformity in his body when he moves. So he came to offer respect to him, obeisance, dandavat. And suddenly Rupa Goswami started laughing and laughing and laughing. So the devotee got offended. Oh, he's laughing at my deformity. Even Vaishnavas now, they see you as the body, So he left a little frustrated, and unhappy, So then Rupa Goswami's meditation broke up. He could not continue his meditation on the pastimes of the Lord. And he tried again and again during the whole day. He could not. So he went to his elder brother, Sanatan Goswami, to ask for advice. Dear brother, I'm having this difficulty, I can't. No matter how hard I try. Why is that? Oh, maybe unknowingly you offended some Vaishnava. All right, how can I find who I offended so I can, apologize? I hadn't seen anybody, I didn't see it. Maybe without your notice, this happened. I will advise you to do something. Invite all the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan for prasadam. Make a feast. And the devotee who doesn't come, that's the one who felt offended. So he did that, and that devotee didn't come. So he knew who he was. They knew each other. There were not so many at that time. So he went with Mahaprasad to his door and said, please accept this Mahaprasad. In case I offended you, please forgive me. You know, if I wasn't aware, you know, at least consciously I will never do it. But if unconsciously this happened, please forgive me. And the Vaishnavas say, yes, to tell the truth, I went to see you to offer my respect to you, but you started laughing and laughing. I thought you were laughing at my deformity, my bodily deformity. So I was a little sad, upset, you know. And Rupa Goswami said, no, please don't think like that. I was not laughing at you at all. I was not even aware that you was there. So why you was laughing then? Okay, you forced me to tell the truth. I was seeing Radha Krishna Lila in my meditation, and I saw Krishna hiding on the branches of a tree. And Radharani and the gopis were plucking flowers to make garlands for Krishna. And Radharani came to that tree where Krishna was hiding, and she saw a branch full of flowers in it, but was a little high. So Krishna with his foot pushed it down so she can grab it. So she grabbed the branch and started picking the flowers from it. So Krishna, to play a joke on Radharani, lifted his foot and she jumped along with the branch up. So that made me laugh, you know. I couldn't stop laughing. Krishna's such a joker. so naughty, you know. So then the devotee fell crying at the feet of Rupa Goswami. No, I am the offender because I thought like badly. You please forgive me. So they both pay obeisance, hug each other, you know. Problem solved, you know. Hare Krishna. So, you know, great lessons there, you know. At least not consciously, we should not. Even in our mind, we should not think badly about other devotees, you know. If that happened, immediately reject. No, this is wrong, you know. They are better devotees than me. I'm trying to be a devotee. You know, one should think like that. Very good. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.